Okay, so it's that time of year. Everybody's doing their New Year's goals. What are we going to do better in 2019? How am I going to improve my life? And we got a question about if they're even worth doing. Because a lot of people, stats kind of show that by mid-January they fall off and they quit and they end up just feeling worse about themselves than in the beginning. So should you have goals? Should you set these things that you're going to do? And I think that really the key is just a self-assessment. I'm going to share with you a little bit about what I do, and then maybe you can take some of that, and if it applies to you, then great. If it doesn't, at least it's an insight. What I would start by doing, what I'd recommend everybody do, is you look at your 2018, look at the year, and really use some of this time. A lot of us are off work. A lot of us have time to do a little more introspection. And I say you take that time and really kind of do an examination, a dissection of the year, and look at 2018 and say, are you pleased? Are you pleased with how it went? What could you have done better? What were some of your shortcomings? What were some of your failures? But overall, how did you feel about the year? Now, if there is something that you didn't like, let's say, you didn't like how your relationship with your husband or your wife or your coworkers, or you didn't like how you didn't attain what you wanted to at work, or whatever it is, workout goals, you didn't get in the dojo enough, you didn't get in the gym enough. What can you do to change that? Because the threshold has to be that you dislike it enough that you're willing to do the work to actually make a change. And that's how we end up making 2019 truly a better year. Having those things, deciding what we didn't like, and then making a plan to actually make them better. And a plan is important, and I do advocate plans. I'm very big personally into knowing exactly what I'm going to do on a given day, how I'm going to do it, because as I tell you guys all the time, where you aim is often what you see, and it's similar in how you're going to do your entire year. If you have no plan, you end up anywhere. You don't know what's going on, and it's out of control, and you feel out of control, and nobody likes that feeling. So you've got to make sure that you know exactly what you want, and you have a laid out way so that you can actually get there. And in order to truly make a change, these things have to go from, I should work out more to I have to work out more. In our Black Sash program and the dojo, things like that, we have certain disciplines that you have to do every day. And it's not so much what the actual discipline is, but it's being the kind of person that does what you say you're going to do. So if you say you're going to meditate, if you say you're going to work out, if you say you're going to spend X amount of time with your family, then you do it every single day. And these aren't shoulds, these are musts. You have to do it. And once you start living like that, it's going to open up the doors. It is not easy. It's some of the hardest stuff. And our tests, that's some of the hardest part of it, is being the person you say you're going to be. Way more difficult than the physical part. But the key is, if you're willing to put in the work, if you will do that, and if you'll live like that, then you get to decide your life. You get to live however you want. So goal setting in that sense is important. And you determine your goals by looking at this past year, determining what you'd want to change, what you'd like to see a little bit better, what you want to see benefit a little bit more, and then having a tangible action plan to how you can actually make it better. And I suggest you tell people, let people know what your goals are and be accountable. Now, don't tell your friends who don't really want to see you do well. We all have those people that are the ones, if I'm trying to stop partying and drinking, I'm not going to go tell all of my drinking buddies that I'm going to stop drinking. They don't want to see you succeed. Tell people that want the best for you. Maybe you share some stuff here on the site. Maybe you share other people that inspire you, that you actually look up to, that you have a healthy relationship with, that want to see you succeed. Then you're going to be accountable. And then you've got to just do it. I mean, when you tell people and you have that accountability, the main one, you may have doubters. You may have people that tell you you're not going to stick with it. You may have people that tell you you're going to fall off. But do you believe you? You know, that's the main thing is, are you really committed? So I want you to sit down, take 5-10 minutes, maybe take an hour. You've got the time. Sit down, really look at this past year. Look at your successes, look at your failures, look at your shortcomings, look at your strengths. Really do an in-depth diagnosis and see where you want to get it better. You know, you don't have to have 1,000 goals. You don't have to have 100. Just it can be one or two things that would make you closer to the person that you want to be, and then stick with it no matter what. One thing about goals is that you have a New Year's resolution. A lot of people quit in January. They quit maybe in February. Nobody quits in November. You know, we talk all the time about momentum. It doesn't care if it's good or bad. It's momentum. It's just going. And so if you can create this thing into a habit and you start doing it, all of a sudden it'll just become what you do. So when you sit back in December of 2019, you know, hopefully there will be some things that you've actually done better and you become closer to the person that you want to be. So sit down, do the work, and let me know.